Hello Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of March 12 through 18. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards. Use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I'm providing. Okay? Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we have a Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. Let's see what that might bring this week. We're going to do our Dove and Serpent spread, and as I do that, I want to just say if there's anything that you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments to this video. I do read every comment, and I'll try my best to respond to everyone. Okay. Now we're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're not going to look at this card until the very end of the reading. We're going to leave that right there. I'm not going to look at it. You got to stick around until the end. And hopefully that will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we're looking for at the end of the reading. Okay, so really interesting. All the court cards in the middle, we have water. We have the Knight of Cups and the Prince of Cups, water. Well, actually what we have, if I can explain this right, we have the Knight of Cups, which is the fiery aspect of water. So there's fire coming in, and then we have water. We have the Prince of Cups, which is air of water. So there's water. So it's fire into water. Water is expressed outwardly in all this air. We have air, 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 air surrounding this water. It's a transition from fire to air through the element of water. Okay? So intentions, impulses, plans, your will, your creativity, your kind of life path, your spirituality is being expressed in all directions of your life. It's kind of consuming you mentally, intellectually, through the element of the emotions, through the way that you feel about someone or something. Now, over here we have some major arcana, thankfully. We have at least one. And then we've got some water and some fire. Okay, so the one thing that we're kind of lacking here is the earth. There's really nothing else keeping us grounded. A lot of air. We're kind of floating around in the clouds right now. Okay, so the idea here is to bring this air down to the ground, right? Something to kind of, we need like someone to throw a rope up and pull us down. We need like something heavy in our pocket to kind of bring us down. Mystery card, I already know that's going to be the Princess of Swords. I know it because that's the earth aspect of all of the air, right? The princesses are the earthy quality. So that princess is going to be the weight in our pocket that's going to bring us back down to reality. Okay, I think that you're the kind of person now that's kind of wearing their heart on their sleeve a little bit. Okay, I think that you really feel your emotions very intensely. I think that sometimes you have these burning feelings. You know, I mean, you're Sagittarius after all. So when you really feel strongly about something, you feel it. Like you feel it in your body, in your bones. You know, that's expression. I feel it in my bones. You have an absolute certainty of things, and you may sometimes get overwhelmed by the way you feel. It could be that there's a difficulty in this translation. There's a difficulty going from what you feel so strongly about, this intense fire that you have. How do we translate that out into the rest of the world? Okay? So I feel like there's some problems in your relationships right now. I feel like other people are having a difficult time understanding where you're coming from. Okay? Because I feel like you're kind of all over the place. You're like, you know, Sagittarius, the archer. It's almost like you've shot so many arrows in so many different directions that nobody really knows what you're trying to hit. No one really knows what your target is. What are you really talking about? You know? And I can already tell this reading is going to be a little bit like that because I'm feeling these arrows that are just going in every direction, kind of like, you know, in a way what this Seven of Swords looks like. But we see kind of a nice progression of the air energy here, okay? So I think we're going to be on the right track. But I feel a little bit scatterbrained already, you know? I feel like there are just so many arrows. It's almost like there are so many arrows coming in, even, that we don't know where the enemy really is. So we just let our arrows go in, 360 directions, right? And we don't know where we're aiming. Nobody else knows what we're shooting at. We don't know who's shooting at us. It's just chaos. It's mental kind of chaos right now. Thankfully, though, we don't have the 8 or the 9 of swords. So there's a silver lining here. Part of that silver lining is the fact that we're going from the 7 to the 6 to the 4 to the ace to the fool. Okay? So it really is like we're slowly getting organized. We're slowly, the dust is settling in certain areas so we can kind of rule certain places out and we can pinpoint what our target is, okay? So whatever's going on in your life, and I don't know if this is something personal or professional, it kind of feels like this is something related to school or education even a little bit. Just because so much of this air, and it's not an emotional kind of air energy. It's just a very kind of disorganized one. There's a little bit of organization and then there's not. And then we try again and then there's just there's a little bit more kind of hectic energy. But it's because you feel the spirit moving within you. You feel the call towards something, but you don't know what yet. You don't know where it's coming from. You hear the trumpet sounding, right? But you can't triangulate it, right? You don't know really where it's coming from. So we're kind of going in a million directions and just see if we hit something, okay? So it could be that you have 100 different interests right now. You feel this call, you feel this emotional, spiritual impulse, the Knight of Cups, the fire of the water. You feel this burning inspiration, and you want to drink, but you don't know where that nourishment is coming from. Okay. Good thing about the path of the serpent is we see the nourishment coming. We do see the 10, we see the 9 of, the wands, but then also the cups too. We have that water energy. We have that burning kind of, that burning inspiration of the fire and the water here. Okay. So it is coming. It is something that you do feel it within you. You feel the calling, you feel this burning desire and inspiration, and you're going to find the source of it, and you're going to get there. But we've got to go through, we've got to like activate that weight in our pocket to bring us back down out of the clouds so that we can focus, right? And we're going to get the focus. We've got, in the immediate future, we've got an ace of swords. So we're kind of jumping forward a little bit, because I don't want to get stuck in all of this chaos and pretty soon half an hour's gone by and we're still talking about the couple of swords back here. We get to the Ace of Swords. That is a clarity. That is a real pinpointing, a real refinement of our thoughts. We know where we're going. We know what we want. We know how to get there. And we've kind of now, we're able to take it back down to the ground. At least we will be, because right now, as things stand, there's no earth energy. Pretty confident the mystery card going to be that princess. But as of now, we have to at least, if we're up here in the clouds, we have to at least get focused so we know where to land, right? And that's, I think, that's what we're working toward. Now, to continue with this just for a moment, this is, again, the Knight of Cups. You feel this burning inspiration, and you're wanting to move. It's like you're in your car and you're driving, or you're on your horse and you're ready to go, but you just keep going in a circle because you want to go in every direction. So you're just kind of, you're tracing these big circles, but they're spirals. They're moving outward, but you keep changing directions, So you're just kind of going in a big expanding circle, right? And this is the air of the water. So we're starting now to realize that we need some clarity. We need to stay organized. We need to figure this thing out. And you feel this intense desire, this intense passion, this calling towards something, but outwardly, intellectually, in our conscious mind, we can't figure out what it is or where it's coming from, right? So this is a card that's kind of saying, well, hey, why don't we just go try everything and see what fits? This is the card here that shot the arrows out in every direction. Just when we hit something, we'll know, right? But is that a really practical thing to do? No, this isn't always a practical card. This is a card that just kind of says, hey, that's an idea, let's go do it. And we'll try a million different things. And before we know it, the day's over and we haven't really made any progress. Okay? But this is like that spirit of experimentation. Try a million things, see what you like. Okay? So I kind of feel like this is where you're at now with things, and maybe this is school, maybe this is career, maybe this is in your love life, who knows? But I feel like there is this need for direction, and I feel like we've got this trial and error kind of vibe that's not really working. We've shot all of our arrows in every direction, and nothing's really landed yet. Nothing's really hit. Maybe we're on our horse or our chariot, and we're just doing these circles, ever-expanding circle. The recent past here is a 7 of swords. I almost feel like you had a particular direction in your life, like you thought you were on track. It's almost like you had a good routine going at some point, and then something happened. You felt this calling. You felt this burning inspiration, and it threw you off of whatever course you were on, because honestly, it probably wasn't the right course. I think you were in a routine. You had chosen something that maybe you thought was expected of you, or it was the right thing to do, or it's what society expects of you or your family, or it seemed like a safe bet. You chose a path and you were on it. But that didn't last too long. You started to hear the call. You started to feel that burning inspiration, and it became pointless to try to ignore it. Okay? Maybe this happened in the last 7 months, the last year of your life. It got louder and louder, and you just couldn't ignore it anymore. And that's why we're here today. Okay? And you are the kind of person that doesn't like this. You don't want to be so... you don't want to be what maybe feels lost right now. You don't like to be up in the clouds with this uncertainty, right? You kind of liked it before when you were on your path, and yeah, you kind of had this nagging voice in your head saying that you're destined for something else. Or, this isn't the path that's going to make you happy. But you tried to ignore that. You did the best that you could to stay on your straight and narrow and ignore these little voices that were telling you that you were destined for something else. So you did what you could, and I think that you were able to maintain for a time, but that time is over now. I think you've got this burning fire water that is, really it needs expression. It really is something that you can't contain any longer. The 4 of Swords here is kind of about containment. This is about kind of fencing in your thoughts in such a way to prevent them from like jumping the fence and escaping out into the wilderness, from running amok. So you're trying to stay in your box. You're trying to stay where you're comfortable. You're trying to stay on this kind of straight and narrow. You're trying to really box yourself in because that's where you felt like you should stay for whatever reason, because that's how we were raised. That's what society expects, whatever the reason, right? That's what you maybe tried to do. And I think that you are that kind of person generally. You don't like a lot of conflict. You don't like a lot of unknown or uncertainty. You like to kind of know what's going on, and you like to know what to expect. You look for the patterns. You look to kind of, you look for the routine and the rhythm of things, And this card's kind of about that. In the midst of the chaos, you're trying to find just that oasis of certainty and routine and rhythm, and this is the comfortable thing. And I think you had that, and I think it was working for you for a while. Then came this fire and this water. Beneath the surface, you're someone who, again, this is kind of an extension of the 4 of Swords, right? The 4 of Swords and the 6 of Swords. what you're really looking for is not only something that's organized and routine and rhythmic, because we can find that, right? We can find the rhythm in any kind of music, mostly, you know. What we want is that music that we really like, that music that really moves us, that inspires us, that makes us feel something, right? Anyone can kind of tap their foot or, you know, to the beat, find the rhythm. Doesn't mean we really enjoy it or like it. Doesn't mean that it's fulfilling us or uplifting us or inspiring us. So you're looking for the path with heart. You could choose a path and you can stay on it, and you did, but you were hearing that trumpet. You were starting to hear your own music. And that's what you really want, is that harmony and that rhythm, that routine. You want the Four of Swords, but you want that extra, right? You want that extra from above and from below. Those two extra swords really make a huge difference, you know? It's the difference between, you know, like elevator music and that jam that really gets you going, you know, that really makes you want to dance. And it's been more difficult for you to ignore that. So this is the drive within you. You're really looking for those two extra swords. You're looking for the two extra chords in the music that really make it something special, you know. And that's the inspiration from above. That's the certainty from within. Those two extra swords, okay? I think that's what you're looking for. And in the immediate future, I think within the next few months, right? This could be, you know, it's an ace, could be 1 year, could be 1 day, okay? But the point is, sooner rather than later, you're going to find that piece of music that really inspires you, you're going to find the source of that music, right? I think you're already hearing it. You just can't pinpoint where it's coming from. Where's the stage? Where is that band playing? Where is the speaker? You know? And I think you're going to be able to, like, kind of echolocate that source, and you're going to, I don't think that's the right word, by the way. You're going to find the one direction, the one, maybe not the group One Direction. You're going to find the source, and you're going to head in that direction with everything that you have, you know, with certainty and conviction. Ace of Swords. You're going to find the path that's yours. You're going to find the source of that music. Okay. And what that kind of leads us to is the path of the serpent and this Fool energy. With a Fool energy, this is a real new beginning for you. It's a real fresh start, right? We've got all this air energy, and the air it's not really, it needs a breeze. It needs something to kind of flow through and get some of this stuff out of the way, to get us moving, to really clear the air, refresh us, give us a nice kind of clean, crisp air to breathe, right? And that's the fresh air of the Fool energy. This is pure air. This is being in the atmosphere, rising above all of this complexity, all of this uncertainty, all of this confusion, rising above the atmosphere to where the air is clean and pure and crisp. Going above the clouds, going above the clouds, like the Ace of Swords has risen above the clouds to find the real inspiring air. Maybe from way up here, you can hear the music better and you'll know what direction to take. Okay? And that's the Fool energy. That's the Fool energy. And I think that you had this period of doubt and confusion and uncertainty, and now you're kind of translating that into this real opportunity, this real adventure now. You know, you kind of know where the goal is. Now you've got to set out on your path, on your trek, and get there. Okay? So it's going to be a lot of hard work. Yeah, it's going to be an adventure that's probably full of surprises. But it's leading to this water, fire, water. Perfect. Amazing. And the next card is this Ten of Cups. This is in the position of your environment, the people around you, your relationships. I think on the one hand, this is you really feeling now that you've had enough of what was on the path of the dove, right? The routine that you've already found in your life, this kind of comfortable box that you're in, and with all of this kind of thinking and this confusion, all this cloudiness, you're done with that. You've had more than you can handle. You've been kind of overwhelmed by it all, and you're ready for this fresh start. You're ready for this. Okay. This is also talking about the people in your life being very supportive of you. Okay. In your environment, you have an abundance of love and support and nurturing and care and affection. Okay. And you also are full of that yourself. So you have people with you that are going to support you, that are going to cheer you on, right? That are probably on the ground right now trying to yell up to you, but you're so high in the sky you can't hear them. All you hear is the music, right? So once we utilize our earth energy, which I really think is that mystery card, get back down to earth, and we've got our people with us, our pets, our plants, our people, right? Those sources of love and support around us. That affection in our life, the abundance of good feelings. You're going to use that to start your adventure. It's like the people around you are going to make sure you've got enough food for the trip. Make sure you got enough water, right? And you're going to go on your way. And they are going to be very supportive of that. And this is an adventure into your own happiness, your own fulfillment and satisfaction and achievements. Not in the purely kind of intellectual way, but in a really deep, soulful, spiritual way. Achieving your fulfillment and your satisfaction. Okay? Understanding what your holy grail is and starting out on the quest to attain it. Starting your real adventure. Starting your real quest is about to begin. And you're really finding intense fulfillment along the way. This is going to be, this is not just, the one holy grail. This is the entire cabinet full of holy grails, right? This is the holiest of holy grails. This is every cup, every desire, every part of your being is looking for fulfillment, And I think that this is kind of why we're on this adventure, because I feel like you don't have this much fulfillment or intensity or sense of purpose in your life, right? The Ten of Cups, I think, has been lacking. And that's why we're setting out to attain that satisfaction. A complete realization and activation of ourselves. I almost think this would be like a sun card or something in the mystery card, but I don't think we're there yet. I think we need to come down to the earth plane and start the work. Start the practical side of it, really get our stuff packed up and set out on the road. The next card, Fears, Worries, and Concerns, 10 of Wands. I don't feel like you are doing this alone. I feel like you've got a person, a partner, someone with you that's coming along. There's two of you here. And I think that it's the two of you really are there to support each other and to encourage each other and to motivate each other, And I think this is in the position of your fears, worries, and concerns because there might be something in the back of your mind wondering if this person is going to be with you. Maybe you're wondering if this is something that you're going to have to do alone or if your person's coming with you. Maybe this is the person that you're going to find along the way. Could be that. Could be someone that you find along the way. What this is also saying is this journey is really going to take everything that you have. Every last ounce of energy, of spiritual vitality, force, and fire that you have, every last little drop is going to be needed on this journey in order for you to reach your goal, your destination, which is this 9 of Cups. So we're kind of setting out to see the 10 of Cups. We end up finding the 9 of Cups. Okay? Does that mean that we fell short? Does that mean that we didn't quite reach our goal? No. This is saying that the goal is not the end. The goal is not like the grave, It's not the full stop. Maybe a resting place, This is what you're seeking out to attain. I think once you get here, that's when you realize you've got infinitely more to go. But in a good way, not in a way where, you're short or you're lacking or you didn't quite reach your goal. No, you reach your goal. And then you realize that you have another goal, So there is no limit to what you can achieve. So I like the 9 of Cups even more than I like the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is kind of the ideal. We want it all. Well, we don't really want it all, because if we had it all, there'd be nothing to go out and get. There'd be no excitement. There'd be nothing to strive for. It would be boring. If you become sugar, you cannot taste sugar. And we all like sugar, So you're going to attain the 9 of Cups, and that's just saying that the game is not over yet. There's more adventure to come. But let's see if we can use this mystery card to ground us, to bring us back down to the physical plane so we can start this work. Is this going to be the weight in our pocket that's going to slowly lower us back down to the earth? We can feel the ground beneath our feet again. Okay, we're settled. We'll get our stuff together and we'll get moving on our adventure. I think Princess. I think probably Princess of Swords, because we have all this air energy. We need to bring it down to earth. There you go. Princess of Swords. The earth energy, that weight in our pocket is going to bring us back down to earth so we can begin this rather foolish adventure, right? And it may be that some people in your life are thinking, you're quite the fool for making this big change, for taking this fresh start in your life at this time, But that's okay. They will soon see the wisdom in your folly. And I think this was a very special reading for you, and I'm very happy. If you want to watch the extended, click on the link that's right up here, and you can have access to all of the extended readings. This was your weekly reading, March 12 through 18, on Dove and Serpent Tarot.